Hi! So here we go. We're going to make the cotton wool pads. Well, they're not cotton wool, they're a good replacement for cotton wool, so you don't have to deal with all that waste. And if you watched my ad earlier, you would have heard me saying that I'm getting a dog. So she's here. So let me just go and find her. Gwen! Her foster mum called her Gwen. She was originally called Ash, so I'm not sure if she understands her name yet, bless, but I think her name really suits her. Gwen! Here she is. Hello. Let me get my phone and show you her. She's gorgeous. Here we go. Gwen, 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 Gwen. Bit of a random start. Come here, love. Come here, come here. I should have got some treats, shouldn't I? I'll take you to her. Oh, she's acting. My mum's here too. Come and say hello. Say hello. Hello. There she is. Oh, hello. There you go. So my life has officially changed as of now. So yeah, looking forward to doing this video and then taking her for a little walk and showing her around my local area. So yeah, let's get started. So I've got some cotton, I've got a towel, and I've got some pins, and I'm going to put those together. So, oh, thank you, Catherine. So, yeah, she seems really calm. She's like pretty chilled already, so hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. But she's straight on the sofa as well. She knows that she wants to be there. But I thought I'd better ask my mum to stay for a while, just in case. Ooh. It's funny hearing footsteps in the house after living here alone. So as you can see, sorry, I'm just off screen, sorry, being a bit useless. There you go, put that a bit lower. So I'm just pinning my piece of cotton to my towel, okay? So like I said, I did mention earlier, if you did watch, that this towel I chose because it is quite thin, and it's also, it's an old towel, so it's quite rough. I quite like that, but if you wanted a softer towel, that would be fine as well. I also like that it's skin coloured, because these are ones that I've been using for months, and maybe you'll see that they do get a bit grubby over time. You can replace them and they're really easy to make, but I keep using them for a little bit longer. But I'm quite excited to make a new batch today. So fabric is pinned onto my towel, and then I'm going to choose something circular that I can use to draw around. So I'm going for a sellotape, just because I quite like them quite big like that, but you can choose absolutely anything. And then you can be quite economical here and try and make sure that you do as many as you can fit in the space. So squeeze them up, because you don't need any extra space around them. I'll just show you one on the sewing machine and then one done by hand, and then you can get started. Is anyone actually doing them live with me, or is anyone just going to do them later? Let me know, because I can slow down if you want to do them live. I've done it with a yellow pencil, I can just about see it, but maybe you can't. But I've just got 3 circles there. If I had a whole piece of cotton, I would literally just carry on like that. All right, let me just change angle slightly. So I have my sewing machine. So I'll do the sewing machine version first, and then I'll do the hand stitch one second. Here she is. Do you want to come on the video? Here we go. So, sewing machine. I've set it to C, which on my machine is zigzag, and then I've got a size, I'm thinking actually maybe a bit smaller than 2 would be good. I'm going to go about 1.5 for this, okay? And then if you've got an overlocker, then you can actually cut them out and sew the edges, but most people don't have an overlocker. I wouldn't suggest you cut it out first, because it's really hard to then do the same size circle when you sew. I would suggest you sew first and then cut second. So I'm just placing it under the machine, trying to find one where I can actually see the lines quite well. There you go, this one. And again, doesn't really matter if you go inside or outside the lines, it's just a little scrubby, and you'll get better at sewing circles as you do more. So off I go. I really can't see my marks. I'm gonna guess my circle. Don't judge me on the end product. So Sarah's going to do it later. My dad's watching. Hi Dad. Did you see the bit a minute ago? My dad lives here as well, so he hasn't met the dog yet. You're meeting her before my dad does. Where's the end of that circle? I've realised I've used like 2 lines. I've used one bit of one circle and one bit of another. It's going to be embarrassingly not circular, but luckily this isn't for a gift. So that's it. I'm just going to do a bit of reversing at the end to overlap those stitches and release that. So if I was carrying on, I would now sew my next circle, I would just carry on as many circles as you needed to do. And then when you're happy, I'll just move the scissors because I need to take off the lead thumb. Can I have the scissors? My assistant for the day. I'm just basically going to cut round it, but obviously not cut through my stitches. Thank you.
She's good with the machine, isn't she?
Yes. Yeah, Mum's just commented that she's not scared at all of the sewing machine. That's basically why I asked my mum to stay, because I was a little bit nervous that it was a bit noisy. But no, she's fine. She's on the sofa. My mum's taking photos of her because she's pretty Instagrammable. So here we go. So just cutting around. Be careful not to snip any of the stitches, it'll weaken it. But like I said, these will just last you for a few months, but they're so easy to make that you can just make lots of batches of them. They make really lovely little gifts, and honestly, this texture I find is much nicer than using a cotton wool pad, and then all you do is apply your toner, your cleanser, moisturiser, whatever you like to this, and then you just, you know, remove your makeup, your eye makeup, etc. I have made bigger ones as well once, where you can use them in the shower as well, and they're just a really good use of old towels, or my dad's maybe, this was probably your towel, sorry about that, Dad, and old scraps of fabric that you don't need anymore because you don't need very much. So that's the first one, and then I'm just going to quickly cut out a second one, and then I'm just going to remind you, if you haven't done it for a while, on how to do blanket stitches, because that would be, where are these markings? Again, I'm just going to guess. Quite good at guessing circles, luckily. There you go. So yeah, let me know what other crafts you do, and let me know as I make this one. It'll take a few minutes. Let me know if you can think of any questions, or even let us know what other craft activities you'd like to do as part of the village hall. I'm always up for a challenge, and yes, obviously crafting I think is keeping a lot of people quite sane at the moment, so it's quite nice to have these opportunities to learn something new and share skills with you. Oh, thank you, Sarah, saying it's a good idea. Yeah, no, it's honestly, there's a few things like this that I've done as just, you know, just with friends, just for kind of something to do. And then, you know, maybe seen it on Pinterest, and then I really swear by it afterwards. I really believe that it's quite a good product, and I still occasionally use cotton wool pads, but hardly ever. So it feels really nice, and you just throw them in the wash with your normal washing, and then you know, they just come back out, and like I said, they do stain a little bit over time, but they do really last a long time, and you feel a bit better about the environment. Okay, so I've got embroidery thread, and I'm just going to go through the middle here, and I'm going to start the knot on the inside because I don't want people to see the ugly knot. So this will obviously take a bit longer, but we do have a little bit more time on our hands at the moment, so I don't really, hopefully it won't be too much of a bother. And then, if you remember from blanket stitching, if you've ever done it before, is you move it forward, so in the direction that you want to go, but the thread always needs to go behind, so it goes at the back. So then you're coming through, so you're moving forward about 1/2 centimetre in that direction. You're going through both layers, so they're attached, sorry, I'm off screen. You're going through both layers, you push it through, make sure that thread is behind your needle, and then pull it through. I'll just do it a couple of times. I find it quite hard to do backwards. So here we go, like that. So that is secured. So then you move the thread forward in the direction that you want to go, like so. Try and squeeze over a bit. Moving forward 1/2 centimetre, pushing through both layers, just a bit more even. Keeping that thread behind, pulling it through all the way, and it makes that nice little edge there. So just a couple of practical top tips for you. Let's say you forget to do that bit where you put the thread behind and you put the thread through, and then you realise all you've done actually is a stitch. All you have to do is you have to just pick up that stitch and then thread your needle from front to back like so, and then you've made your blanket stitch. So you would just carry on all the way round. I started with about 1 metre. I think that would probably be enough to get all the way back to there, and then when you get back to the beginning you just again do a knot and just try if you can to hide it on the inside. But I don't know if you can see the detail. It looks quite nice. It'd take a little bit longer, but it would also be quite strong and it would survive the washing machine. So you'd be, actually it looks quite nice with the complementary colour thread. I didn't really do that on purpose, but I quite like that look. So yeah, so again that would also be a really good use of an old towel, some cotton, and lots of little scrubbies for your friends and family. And if you've watched about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did another video where I did body scrubs. So this would be a really nice gift, and the body scrubs just included things like sugar and oil and tea bags, also coffee, lots of things that you have at home. So if you're looking for a gift idea, make a couple of these, maybe a bigger size, and a couple of the scrubs, and you've got some gifts sorted. Right, any more questions? And like I said, I'll check this later, so do let me know if you have anything else that you'd really like to make whilst you're at home, and hopefully you've got the process. But yeah, the key thing with doing it on the machine is to sew it when the material is attached and then cut it out afterwards and use a tight zigzag. All right, if that's all right, if you're all happy, I'm going to go and play with my dog. All right, see you soon. Have a good afternoon. Bye.